ज्ञानाञ्जलशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. What does this mean? This means that we are praying. You know, it is written here on the slide. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. This is what the prayers which I just recited means. Okay. Already. Let me fix this here. We move on to our next slide. And our next slide has little more prayers. And this, Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine, which means our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You're kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And now everybody will raise their hands and say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, everyone. So,
sound better.
You all can mute. Okay, go on mute. And when I'm asking a question, if I ask you all to unmute, that time you all can unmute. Okay, you all can mute for now. Raghav, do you want to go ahead and mute? Thank you. So today we are going to discuss about how Lord Sri Krishna appeared. You all know who Krishna is? Do you all know who Krishna is?
Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna is...
I know Krishna.
Everybody knows Krishna, right?
Ah, Krishna. God.
Yes, everybody knows Krishna. Krishna is favorite, right? Everybody's favorite. He is called as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what happened? Long time ago, it so happened that on planet Earth, the planet where we are living on, was not happy. She was not feeling happy. Why? Because there were so many kings who were ruling on her who were not good. They were not good. The kings were not good. Well, actually, they were not even kings. They were the demons. They were demons and they were trying to rule. And when demons rule, when bad people rule, how they rule? Badly, right? That was happening. So, planet Earth, who we called Bhumi or goddesses Earth, was not feeling okay. She was very, very, very sad about this. So what she did here, she assumed she took a form of a cow. What form did she take? Of a cow. And then she went to Lord Brahma. And then she went to see Lord Brahma. And then she said, this is all what is happening on planet Earth. And there are demons and they're not good. They're troubling everyone. And Lord Brahma listened. And he took Bhumi to Lord Vishnu, and when he was taking Bhumi to Lord Vishnu, a lot of other demigods, including Lord Shiva, also went with them. So when they went to our universe, they went to a planet, basically, where Lord Vishnu resides. A planet where Lord Vishnu resides is called as Shweta Dweep. What is it called? Shweta Dweep. And the form, the Lord Vishnu's form, which resides in Shweta Dweep, is called as Shiro Dakshay Vishnu. Okay, it's called as, this form is called as Shiro Dakshay Vishnu, and he resides there. And that planet is full of milk. That is also called as ocean of milk. So he resides there. And Lord Brahma, along with Bhumi, in form of a cow, and all the other demigods, they all went there, and then they started praying. When they were praying, that particular prayers are called as Purusha Shukta prayers. Okay, so see here in this picture, do you see? Here is at the back side where you see someone reciting on, the Sheshanag is Lord Vishnu, Kshiro Dakshay Vishnu, and Lakshmi ji is serving him. And here in the picture,
these are the persons Papa was talking about in Krishna yesterday.
Okay, Vanya.
very nice. And then do you see the earth, Mother Earth, Bhumi, in form of a cow here? If you all see, you can raise your hand, okay? Do you all see? Very good. Do you all see the demigod Lord Shiva there? Yes, and also Brahmaji, right? So all of them, they started praying, okay? And they said this particular prayer called as Purusha Shukta. So this particular prayer is called as Purusha Shukta prayers, which was offered by all the demigods, okay? And then, but they still did not hear anything from him. So what happened, Lord Brahma, he thought that, okay, now let me meditate onto his lotus feet. And then he sat down. Lord Brahma, if you see, Lord Brahma is in the meditation, right? He's doing meditation there. So he's meditating on Lord. And suddenly what happens when he was meditating, Vishnu Bhagwan, Lord Vishnu, transmitted a message from his heart to Lord Brahma's heart. Okay, and he instructed, he said that, don't worry, I know what is happening to Bhumi. And very soon I am going to come and appear on the planet Earth, and I will be born as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki. So he said, do not worry. Instead, ask all the demigods to take birth or appear in the royal families of Yadu dynasty along with their wives. So, they can help me with my mission. Okay, that's what Lord said. That was the message which was transmitted to Brahmaji. Now, Brahmaji, after that message, when he got to know about the message, he broadcasted that message to all the demigods who were present there. Okay, is that clear till now, kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
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 Perfect. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. So now what happened after he said, I'm going to appear, after some time passed, Devaki and Vasudev got married. Now, if you see here, don't follow the picture now because it's a little disturbing picture, but I'll tell you what the picture is all about in a moment. But then, so both Devaki and
biting the chariot of your
feet.
I'm sorry. So Devaki and Vasudev got married, and Devaki was the daughter of Devaka. Devaka gave so many gifts. Now, when a daughter gets married, and the father gives so much of gifts voluntarily without someone asking, that particular gift, the term used is dowry, which is willfully given to the daughter. And Devaka gave so many opulent gifts. What gifts did he give her? Is like 400 elephants. How many elephants?
400.
Elephants, yeah. 15,000 horses, 1,800 chariots, and 200 girls who would be acting as, Devaki's friends. And everything was decorated beautifully with golden garlands. That was the opulence. What do you mean by opulence? Like so much of rich, right?
Yeah.
So that was the opulence. That's how Devaka, the father of Devaki, gifted her his daughter. Now, the wedding happened, everything was good, everyone was happy. And after that, what happens after the marriage? The girl goes to her new house, her in-laws' house, right? So she was all ready to go with her husband. And it's a custom, which is even, even today, which is there in India, the brother of the bride, sometimes he drops the newlywed to her new house, to her in-laws' house. So similarly, Kamsa thought that he would drive, as a custom, he would drive the chariot for the newlywed. Now, who is Kamsa here? Any thoughts? Who's Kamsa? Kamsa is basically, he's
The
cousin.
The cousin of Devaki. I already know that.
Very good. So Kansa is the cousin of Devaki, and he's the son of King Ugrasen.
Yes.
And they belong to a dynasty called as Bhoja dynasty.
Huh?
So he belonged to a dynasty called as Bhoja dynasty. All right?
Yeah.
So he was also very happy that the sister got married. So he was trying to drive the chariot. And but he was a little bad, he was a little demonic by nature. But sometimes what happened, people with demonic nature, when there are so many people who are assembled, they try to act in such a way that everyone's attention is towards them, and they feel, oh, he's so nice, right? So he was trying to get that attraction and attention. So he tried to ride the chariot, and even out of love and compassion for his sister. And suddenly there was a voice, there was a message from above the sky. And what was that message?
Kamsa, you are such a fool. You are driving the chariot of your sister and your brother-in-law. But do you not know that the eighth child of the sister will kill you?
So that was the message which was broadcasted. Okay, so when he heard, just now I said, right, he was demonic by nature. So when he heard that, he was so angry. He was so angry, and at once he wanted to, kill Devaki, because he thought that if I kill Devaki, there will be no sons born to her, and there'll be no eighth son which would be born to her, which would kill me. That was what he thought. But when he tried to kill or harm his sister, Devaki's husband, Vasudev, he tried to stop Kamsa. He said, do not do this. This is so wrong. This is so wrong. You cannot hurt your sister. You cannot hurt your sister. That is so wrong. She did not do any harm to you, did she? Right? She did not do any harm to Kamsa, right? So he was trying to explain her that he's doing something wrong by, harming his own sister, his own cousin sister. So, and he gave a word. Vasudev gave a word, and he said, okay, if this prophecy is true, and according to that, if the eighth child is to kill you, then I promise you, I give you a word that, I will bring the child to you myself. You do not even have to remind me. And Vasudev was a man of a word. He used to honor all his word. Whatever he say, he used to always do that. And Kansa very well knew about that side of his personality, that how nice he is. So he said, okay, fine. Okay, you can go ahead. And, he did not do any harm to Devaki at that time. And he sent them. Now, what happened when this episode happened? Narad Muni, who was very eager. Narad Muni is the one of the best devotee of Lord, and he wanted Lord to appear. Now that the news was everywhere that the Lord is coming, Narad Muni wanted Lord to come at once. Very soon he wanted Lord to appear. So what he did, oh my God, he thought if he does something like this, then how? So he was waiting for a chance. So after some time passed, after a few months passed, Devaki had her first child. And, after the child was born, Vasudev, because he gave a word, he brought the child to Kansa. And he said, here you go, here is my firstborn. And Kansa, he said, I do not have any problem with this child. I have a problem with your eighth child, Devaki's eighth son. So I will not do any harm. But Narad Muni, when he came to know about this, he said, no, this is so wrong. What are you doing? Did you not know that all the demigods and Lord Vishnu, they had a plan of appearing in so many beautiful, royal families in Yadu dynasty. So if you excuse sons of Devaki like this, it's not be good. You don't know which eighth son is going to kill you. So he tried to, instigate Kamsa in that way. So that was actually a plan of Narad Muni. So, Krishna can come fast. So like that, he said to Kansa, and then Kamsa knew he did demon by nature, demonic, and he got angry and he declared very soon that he will be the son, he will be the king of that particular place, and he put everyone, including his own father, King Ugrasen, in the prison along with Devaki and Vasudev. Okay, so this is what had happened, and then moving on. Let me move my. This is okay. So after some time, they were all in the prison. Devaki and Vasudev was in the prison, and, they were having hard time. And Kansa here, on the other hand, made alliances. When he declared himself the king, he made alliances with the other demons. There are so many demon friends he had, like Trinavarta, Agasura, Putana, and so many others. And they all made a plan how to kill, the babies of Devaki. And he one after the other, he killed all the 6 babies which were born to Devaki. Okay, and for the 7th one, now is the turn. Now the 7th one is coming. For the 7th one, Krishna made a plan. Krishna ordered Yogamaya. Now, who is Yogamaya? Yogamaya is one of the principal potency of Krishna, and he ordered Yogamaya that the 7th child, which is in Devaki's womb, that child should be transferred from her womb to Mother Rohini's womb. Okay, why? What is so special about this child? Because this is a one of the plenary expansions of Krishna. This is not an ordinary child which is going to come. The 7th child is the Shesha. So he wanted, this child to be very safe. And that's how he made a plan of transferring a child from one mother's womb to another mother's womb, from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. So that's how he made a plan, and Yogamaya very nicely, she executed that plan. And now was the turn of Sri Krishna himself to appear. Now, how did he do that? So for that, he entered first in the mind of Vasudeva. And through the mind of Vasudeva, he was transferred to the heart of Devaki. And when he was in her womb, she was glowing. She was glowing. She was so beautiful. And looking at her glow, you know, when there's a sun, can you hide the sun rays? Can you hide the, sunshine? No. Similarly, there was, Supreme Personality, Sri Krishna himself in the womb of Devaki. So she was glowing, and looking at her glow, Kamsa understood that this is, Lord Vishnu who is here to kill me. So he's finally here. He was so sure about it. And when the demigods came to know that the Lord has already, entered the womb of Devaki, they came and they offered the prayers for little Krishna. Okay, very nicely. You can.
What's
So
this?
they were all.
I hear
see,
a lot of noise. I
and
can't.
they're all playing they're all prayer. What was that, Beta?
I can't hear because there's like a song or something.
Yeah, there was a little music which I added to this slide, okay?
I don't hear anything from that song.
Now? So they all came, the demigods came, and they all prayed for Krishna in the womb, when he was in the womb, okay? And suddenly, when he was in the womb, what happened? There were so many auspicious things happening around. The Mother Earth was so happy that time, that Krishna is going to appear. The cows were very happy. They were giving a lot of milk. There was so much of greenery on Mother Earth. The birds would sing. The brahmanas, the priests, would perform their proper austerities, their yajnas. There was a lot of ghee because the cows were happy. They were giving a lot of milk. There was a lot of ghee because of that. So everything was happening so nicely. And there were auspicious stars which were visible in the sky. They say from even on the surface of the earth, we could see those auspicious stars when Krishna appeared. So finally, this was a day when Krishna appeared, and you can see in the picture here how he's such a sweet baby. And when he appeared, when a baby is he born with 4 hands?
No.
But this is God, this is Krishna, right? When he was born,
he has 2 hands.
yeah, but when Krishna was born, he had 4 hands. He had 4 hands, and all, every hand had one thing. Like, in one hand he was holding conch shell. You all know what a conch shell is, right?
Yes.
And then the other hand he had a club, and then disc, and his very favorite lotus flowers. So he had all 4 things in his hand. And when he was there, and he was wearing like yellow garment, yellow dhoti, what nice jewelry, the golden helmet, everything. And when Vasudeva and Devaki saw this beautiful, baby born with 4 hands and all of these things, they were so happy. They were wonderstruck, actually. They were wonderstruck. They couldn't understand. And, Vasudeva was so happy that the baby is born, a son is born, and he had to once wanted to give so much in charity and so much donation of cows and grains and everything. But, he was in prison. He couldn't do all of those things. But in mind, he thought that he's giving all this charity and donation. But both of them, both Devaki and Vasudeva, they prayed to Krishna. They knew that this is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they prayed to Krishna, and they said, you here we know, but we're also afraid that, how all your sons are killed by Kamsa. We don't want you to get any harm from Kamsa, although they know that he's God himself, he's here to help them. But because they had the compassion, because they are parents, right? They wanted their son to be safe. So they prayed him to hide his 4-arm form. So then when you see the little baby form of Krishna here, So that's how he became. So when they prayed, Krishna understood their prayers and he said that don't worry. Do not worry at all. I'm here now. Just do one thing, take me to Nanda Maharaj's place in Vrindavan. You can take me there, and very quietly, because Yashoda Maya had just given birth to a baby girl, Yogamaya. So you can exchange me for her. So it's very quietly you can go, and Yogamaya, I have executed, I have made arrangements, and Yogamaya had made arrangements that everything will happen properly. And because it was Krishna's arrangement, no one in the prison knew that the baby is born. So everything, the prison doors opened, the Devaki and Vasudeva were out of their iron shackles and everything. And in the middle of the night, when it was so dark, it was raining heavily. That time, Vasudeva, took baby Krishna and he took him to Vrindavan.
Vrindavan.
Yes. When it was raining, how would he take without, getting wet and without having problems, right? So Shesha, what he did, he expanded all his hoods, like an umbrella. And he tried to give protection. So Vasudeva, without any difficulty, can take baby Krishna to, cross Yamuna River. He had to cross Yamuna River to go there. And then what happened? They all say everyone were sleeping. Everybody were sleeping. It was night. Yashoda Maya had given birth. She didn't know. She was so, tired. And because of the plans which was made, because of the Yogamaya executing Krishna's order, Vasudeva could very easily exchange the babies. And he brought home who? He brought home the baby girl. Okay. And here in the morning when Yashoda Maya wakes up, she sees a little baby boy, and she was so happy to see the male child is born. Yeah. And Vasudeva, now he is back in the prison. He's back in the prison very nicely, very quietly he came. And, and he, again, he was in the iron shackles. He closed the doors and everything. But when a baby is there, the baby will cry, right? So suddenly everything was back to normal, and Kansa's gatekeepers who were keeping a watch, his watchmen basically, they got to know, they understood that there's a baby now. There's an 8th baby which is born. Now 8th baby, they know that 8th baby is going to kill Kamsa. So they ran to Kamsa and then said, oh Lord, the 8th baby is here and he's born. So hearing to this news, Kamsa got so mad. He was furious. He wanted to, get to kill the 8th child as well. So he came running and he took the baby from Devaki, and Devaki was pleading. He said, no, this baby cannot do any harm to you. This is my baby girl. This girl cannot harm you. You cannot do any harm to the girl child. That is wrong. She tried to convince him, but no, Kamsa was not ready for it. So what Kamsa was trying to actually throw the baby on the rock. But this is, again, not an ordinary child.
It's not an ordinary child. It's a god, right?
Yogamaya. It's not an ordinary child. It's the Yogamaya, right?
Yeah, the Yogamaya is always he can kill.
Yeah, right? Kansa doesn't know all of this. He's so foolish because demons are so fool, right? So
he will come inside as well.
Yeah. So when he was trying to, kill, what happens? The baby took her original form, and that form is of goddesses Durga. Look at the picture.
But he's angry as well.
Yeah, he's angry. He's definitely angry because he thought that this child is going to kill.
I'm talking.
What Goddesses Durga said. Goddesses Durga said, oh fool,
Everyone is talking.
me. I am not going to do any harm to you, and you try to harm your sister, she is not going to harm you either. but you will be harmed, you will be killed by someone who is already born, But
Hey,
he said very clearly that I'm not going to kill you.
but Jesse's gonna fight.
Yes. So listening, hearing to this,
Hey.
Kamsa got so concerned. Once he felt guilty also. He said, oh my God, what have I done? And, he asked for forgiveness from both Devaki and Vasudev for causing harm to.
And he's going to, and he has a knife to cut the baby.
Yeah.
The baby.
So, and then he was feeling guilty and he went back to his court. Okay, you can mute now. We will have a discussion, okay? Thank you, babies. Okay, so after this, he went to his court. Friends were, and in that assembly, he said what had happened. Now, demons being demons and demon friends are like, bad association, right? So what they said, no, we cannot spare. If this is true, if what she said is true, then we have to make arrangements to kill all the children who were born in the last 10 days in all the countries, not just towns, villages, pasturing grounds, but all the countries. They said that, we will try to make arrangements in such a way that we can kill all the children who were born in last 10 days. So see, such demonic, such bad intentions they had. Why? Because they knew that Krishna is here. They knew that all the demigods have appeared, and now they also knew that they're bad people, right? When God comes, what the first thing he does is he kills all the bad people. So they were very, very scared because they knew the plan. So this is how they made plans. But here in Vrindavan, what happened when the babies exchanged? Krishna is here in Vrindavan. So the demons are making their plans, but the people in Vrindavan, they're so happy. They're so happy because Krishna is there in person, right? In that particular place. So Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya both are so happy. They wanted to express their happiness in form of, they called, invited so many people. They gave so much of charity, and it's said in records that, Nanda Maharaj distributed 200,000 cows to the Brahmanas, and he also gave hills of grain and golden bordered clothes. So that is how he, donated, because he was so happy on the arrival of Lord Krishna. All the women, all the cowherd women, they all recited verses from Upanishad, and they all gave, see, so nicely they're doing it there, right? Everybody is so happy. Look at the picture there. And there was so much of joy and happiness in Vrindavan.
I can hear noise.
Okay. With this, we complete our story. Any questions here? You can ask me if there is any question. Until that time, let me plug in the charger. I thought it's here. No questions? Alrighty. So let's do a quiz time, and you all can unmute and you all can say your name and answer.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. What's the noise?
Yes.
Before that.
Go ahead. What's your name? You have to tell me your name, and then you can ask me the question.
What question do you have?
My name is Naksh.
Naksh, yes.
My name is Yagav.
Okay, who's asking me the question now?
Lordship.
Who is asking me the question?
Me.
Okay, me. Who is this me?
You're just.
Already. So what is the question?
Krishna is stronger than Kamsa.
Yes, most definitely. That is the reason why Kamsa is getting scared, right? If there's a competition and we know that the other party is strong, then we get scared, right?
My name is Vanya.
And you're correct. Very good. Okay, so let's do quiz now. Okay.
I have a question. I have a question. I have a question too.
Yes, baby. Go ahead.
This is Shrutika.
Yes, Shrutika.
Is the drawing thing is a surprise to guess?
What was that? What was your question?
Is the drawing thing is a surprise?
Rhyme thing?
Yeah, the drawing thing.
The one which we will be doing at the end of the class?
Yeah.
Okay, this is surprise. We will find out if there's a rhyme or something else for y'all today. Okay?
Okay. We're gonna draw today.
All right, so quiz time. Let's see who can answer. The earth goddesses Bhumi took a form of what form? Very good.
This is Dikshita.
Next one. Dikshita, very good. You're so good. Very bold. Then Lord Vishnu's planet is called
Vaikunta.
correct. But we also learned, okay, let me rephrase the question. You're correct. Very good. But we also learned about this, that there's a planet called as Dash Dweep, Ocean of Milk, which is also called as Ocean of Milk, where Kshirodaksha Vishnu resides, right?
Yeah.
That is called as Shweta Dweep, okay?
Okay.
Now, Supreme Lord said, I will come myself as, what did the Lord said? He's going to come as Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Krishna.
Very
Lord
good.
Krishna.
Next. What prayers were offered to the Lord by demigods? When they went to visit the Kshirodaksha Vishnu, what prayers were offered? Do you guys remember that? Shlokas. Those prayers are called as Purusha Shukta prayers. Those prayers are called as what? Purusha Shukta prayers.
Yeah.
The Lord asked Vasudeva to take him to Gokula,
Oh, talk with them.
Vrindavan. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj celebrated whose birth ceremony? Whose birth ceremony were they celebrating?
Krishna.
Krishna's. Very
Krishna.
good. Very, very good. Already. Okay, now last week when you were there in the session, you guys did a shloka, right? The shloka from chapter.
Hare Krishna, kids. So Mataji left. She is coming in a minute. So I request you, please stay in Zoom live. She is coming back.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes, thank you. So everybody like to story, Krishna story.
Yes. All the kids are.
And one more request. When Mataji is telling the story or anything, we have on mute, okay? And after that, when Mataji asks some question or kids have any question, any difficulty, that time we have to unmute. So that will be good for our all the students and other also who listen the recording. So that will be good for other kids also. So we have on mute, okay? Mataji is there.
Okay.
Thank you, Dikshita, Vanya. Mamta Mataji, are you there? Okay, yes, Mera. Yes, Mataji is here. Hari Bol,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. I am so sorry, kids, I don't know what happened.
No problem.
I'm taking my daughter's help here. Okay, so now we were talking about the shloka reciting, okay? So here today we have our shloka, which is from chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. And I will recite the shloka and y'all can also follow at the same time. Okay, and then we will unmute and we will go over it again. The second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is called as Contents of Gita Summarized. And the shloka goes like this. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prachami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yashreha shanishitam brohitan me shishyaste hamsadhi mam tvam prapannam. And the translation for this particular verse is, this is what the setting of this shloka is when Arjuna is very confused in the war, before the war started. And he's asking Krishna, he's so confused, he didn't know what to do. So he's actually asking Krishna about, to guide him basically. So he says, I am very confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So he's saying that I am your student now. I am your disciple now. So please, Krishna, help me get out of my confusion. Okay. So this is what the picture also means, right? Okay. So I will say, and you all can also say there. Okay. Okay. Karpanya dosho.
Karpanya dosho.
Pahata svabhava.
Bhagrata shavaha.
Karpanya dosho.
Karpanya dosho.
Pahata svabhava.
Bhagrata svavaha.
Prachami tvam.
Prachami tvam.
Dharma
Sammudha chetaha.
Dharma sammudha chetaha. Dharma sammudha chetaha. Yes. Yashreyasyan nishitam bruhitan me. Bruhitan me. Shishyaste ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. Prapannam. Yes. Okay. One more time. Okay. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava.
Prachami tvam.
Dharma sammudha cheta.
Dharma sammudha chetaha. Mataji.
Yes. Nishitam bruhitan me. Shishyaste ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. Okay, now I want someone to take turn. Who is ready to take turn now? Dikshita is ready? All right, I see Dikshita raising her hand. Go ahead, Dikshita.
I need help.
Okay, yes, I'm here for you.
Karpanya
dosha pahata svabhavaha prashchami tvam dharma sammudha Chetaha.
Chetaha.
Yashreha.
Asheha.
Shyan.
Shan.
Nishritam Bruhi Tanme.
Nikitan. Tumitamne.
Tanme. Shishyasteham. Shishyasteham.
Sadimam.
Adimam Tvam Prapannam. Very good, Dikshita. Good job. Haribo. Anybody else here? Roshni? Yes, beta. Go ahead.
Karpanya dosho upahata swabhavaha prachami tvam dharma samuda chetaha yachovaha siya nishitam bruhi tanme shishyasate ham sadimam tvam prapannam.
Very good. Yoshit Sai Reddy. Yes, you can go, beta.
I will help.
Yes, sure. Okay, repeat after me, okay? Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava pahata svabhava praschami tvam dharma
Pastami Hamana
tvam dharma
Vambarma
sammudha chetaha
Samuna Chetra
yashrehasyan
Yasri Hasan
nishitam bruhi tanme.
Sha Yasri
Shitam, nishitam,
Ishita
bruhi,
Amuri
tanme, shishyaste, shishyaste,
Sishyaste
ham,
Ham
sadi,
Sadi
mam,
Mam
tvam,
Bam
prapannam.
Prabannam.
Yes, okay,
I take out the hand raise.
already. And then this shloka has already been shared in the WhatsApp group. Okay, Mataji has shared, and you all can listen to the recording, and then you can also do your homework like that. Okay, Malini, beta, you want to go? Malini Sarthi is what the name is.
Yeah. My name is actually Shri.
Shri. All right, Shri.
Okay.
Okay.
Karpanya. I might need a little like a help because I don't know the words sometimes.
Don't worry, I'm here. Okay.
Karpanya. What?
Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava
For 10,000. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava.
praschami tvam dharma sammudha cheta. Praschami
Praschami
tvam
Tvam
dharma
Dharma
sammudha
Samuda
chetaha
Titaha
yash shreya
Yashya
shyan
Shan
nishitam
Nishitam
bruhi
Bruhi
tanme
Tanme
shishyaste
Shishyaste
hamsadi
Hamsadi
mam
An
tvam prapannam.
Tvam Prapannam.
Okay, if you're running out of time now, okay? So this is already shared, and you all can go ahead and memorize, record, and share, okay? In the group. Now, who wants to go?
This is a different one.
Okay, let's do one thing.
I already know these letters because I've actually finished all the 15 vowels in Sanskrit, and I already know this Sanskrit. I know
Very nice. Very, very good. I am so proud of you. So I thought of starting Hindi today. And these are the first 3 vowels which come. Now Hindi is divided, Hindi letters are divided into 2, like how it is divided in English, right? The vowels and consonants. Similarly in Hindi, we call them swar and vyanjan. Okay, so these are the first 3 swar: a, and e. So a, and e. Now everybody knows a for what? A for, we say A for apple, right? We say A for apple, A for aeroplane, like that. In Hindi, if you have to say something, you would say a se. Okay, so a se anar. Okay, a se anar. Anar. Yes. So what do we do? We just read about the story of Krishna. Last week, you guys, did the very beautiful poem where you know that, everything belongs to Krishna. So here, what do? When we get a pomegranate or say anar from the market, what you have to do is you have to offer that to Krishna. Okay, so say anar. You can either offer say anar to Krishna directly, or you can offer say anar ka juice to Krishna. And then say, oh, look at that. The fruit seller is giving say to Krishna, and see how happy she is when she's giving that, right? So that is how our bhav should be. When we offer something to Krishna, it should be full of love and devotion. Okay, so say and then e say imli. Now how do you offer say imli to Krishna? Now everybody loves samosas, and so does our Krishna. So when mama makes samosa at home, then you can ask mama to make ise imli ki chutney along with samosa, and that you can offer it to Krishna. Okay, so your activity or the fun activity which I wanted, but we are out of time. So what I want you all to do is you all can draw whatever you have understood from the story today. You can draw baby Krishna. You can draw baby Krishna with 4 arms where he's holding his conch shell club and, lotus flower. You can draw anything which can illustrate today's story. You can color it and you can share that in our WhatsApp group. Is that good? Okay, and will you be able to recite the shloka, memorize the shloka and record and share?
Yeah.
And anybody? Yes. Thank you. Very nice. So this is what we have for our class today. In this, here we can end our class by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. So everyone, please raise your hands. Everyone raise your hands like this. Both your hands like this and say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. One more time.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, kids, for joining. I hope you have
Hare
enjoyed.
Krishna, Mataji.